Heath here from pickinglessons.com. The Temperance Reel. This is a great tune in the key of G, standard tuning on the banjo. In a moment we're going to take a look at part A of this arrangement in a melodic and single string style here in this video. But if you head to pickinglessons.com, you'll be able to grab yourself a copy of the tablature. In the member section there, we're going to break down part B of the melody. You'll also have a play along and backing track to help you with your practice. Okay, let's jump into part A. We'll start off with a nice slow play through, then break down and have a look at the techniques. So a reminder, we've got melodic but also single string in this arrangement. So let's check it out. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so let's check out part A here. We are in standard tuning in the key of G. We do use a little bit of single string, and we certainly use some melodic technique to cover the melody for the tune. Kicking us off on that pickup, so 1, 2, 3, 4. We have this hammer-on, two hammer-ons played as a triplet, so 3 notes in that 4th beat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. To the open string on the 1st beat. 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 1. So the hammer-on itself, just be firm with the fingers, using your thumb to pick that, and then the 3 notes are in the 4th beat, 4 and a 1. So do get to know that little bit. Then we're moving on into this melodic section. And so the melody, the way it moves, we're a little back and forth there. So that open G, the index finger is really dominant, as is the thumb. So the index again, to the thumb, index to the thumb, index to the thumb. So very much a standard way of approaching this melodic technique. So index and thumb, index and thumb. Thumb on the lower of the notes, index on the higher of the notes. Now the open G to the F sharp for your 1st finger, to the A with your 3rd, and then your C with your 1st finger. To the open D there in measure 2. So let's just work on, just to kick us off, to get used to this idea, we're going to play the hammer-ons, the pickup notes, into measure 1. 3, 4, 1. 2, 3, 4, 1. One more time. 2, 3, 4, 1. So already there's a fair bit of movement in the left hand, and we need to make sure we're okay with this right hand approach to the melodic. If you haven't played any melodic before, do head to pickinglessons.com. There's plenty of lessons there for the beginner. There's the introduction to melodic banjo as well. There's a little series there you could have a look at. Moving on, measure 2. And we'll go to that next note in measure 3 as well. We've got some rolling that we need to really work on here. So the second measure starts with that open D, and then a roll. Continues on through, so this forward roll, backward roll, moving on to measure 3 there. So we're going to use our 1st finger on the E note there, and we're going to roll forward. But then come back to the open B. So forward roll, open B on the way back. 3rd finger to that A note with our thumb. This is a forward roll now. And the C, we're going to hold that and then play the open B. So A, C, B, and that's the forward roll there, so thumb, index, middle. So the roll, forward, backward, forward. That's a little awkward because we're on this sort of outside of the roll, the inside of the roll there, and it makes it a little bit tricky. So from the beginning, just quickly, we're going to go from the pickup through to the beginning of measure 3. 3, 4, 1. Melodic. Into these rolls. Get to know that first. That can be quite challenging just to begin with. Now, what we do next though, after we play that open B, we're going to come down to a single string passage. Which takes us through measure 3 and measure 4. So once we've played that open B string, we'll be using our middle finger, which is the end of the roll. Our thumb's going to come into string 4 as we play this single string, 2nd fret on string 4, the E. Thumb, index with a hammer. That kicks us off. Then index again to thumb, to play the next two single string notes that move to string 3. So that gets us to the end of measure 3. As we move on to measure 4, index, thumb, index, thumb, index, thumb, index, thumb. Nice alternating through measure 4 there. So, we're going to piece together the first 4 measures with the pickup note. We have single string, we have melodic, we have rolling within the melodic. There's a fair bit going on. Let's just tackle it slow. 2, 3, 4, 1. The rolling, single string. Here we find ourselves in a little bit of a repeat. So what we're working on for these first 4, we get to do again, which is kind of nice, very common or very typical of a fiddle tune. So just to finish this off though, so measure 5, it's the same, the rolls, single string, and we just cut it short there on measure 8 from what we played in measure 4. So the techniques are really important to get down. Of course we have this hammer on to kick us off, so that's a little different there, that triplet. So start out a little bit slower, but we do want those notes to move through quite quickly at tempo. Then moving on to some melodic, so really be comfortable with what the right hand's doing and where the left hand's going. When we reach the rolls there, be comfortable with that too, and then we switch back to single string. So we really do make use of the variations that the right hand uses covering the melody of this tune. So that does make it a little bit awkward, but again, it's an okay tune to work on if you're already familiar with the melodic and single string. So do your best and have a bit of a practice. Now head to pickinglessons.com and we're going to check out part B and break that down. In the member section there, we are going to look at the techniques we need for part B. Again, melodic, single string, some of the same stuff again, and of course the backing and play along tracks there and the tablature. So pickinglessons.com, I'll see you there.